All right, so part one of the book is high school. It's basically an introduction to what high schoolers need to know. Okay, so this book is really focused on helping the high school student athlete be able to navigate this process, and it's important that high schoolers understand they have the whole world at their fingertips. They still have all the creativity, they have all the ability to learn, and they have the ability to navigate this process in a way that it works out best for them. But it's very, very important that they're careful and deliberate, and they start as soon as they get in. That's freshman year. All right, so college interest. So college interest is very tricky, right? Because sometimes student athletes tend to get into the whole blessed to have received an offer from, blessed to have received an offer from. That's what you see all throughout social media. But the thing is, just because you received an offer doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna get your schooling paid for. Actually, only Division I schools offer full scholarships, which is a lot of people don't know. So it's important to kind of understand what these offers are. College interest is a great thing. It's super cool. It's something fun to post all over social media, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're on your way to school quite yet. It's just the first step in the process, and I want to really dive into how you guys can look at that and analyze what's what, because everything is not what it seems in this world. So it's important on college visits to be able to break down what's going on the campus throughout your process and your experience there, right? So when you're there, you have to make sure that you see what students on campus are like, what professors are in the departments that you want to be in. Virtual tours are also important if you haven't been able to actually go to the school. Colleges, man, that they actually have a lot going on there. If you just kind of hang out and just see, then you'll learn a lot about what's going on that campus, and they'll tell you whether or not, even though they offered you, you could actually see yourself living there. Where are the schools that you want? The schools that you want are going to be everywhere, and you have to understand where those places are, and it's specific to camps, it's specific to different games, it's specific to just different areas where these sports that you play, that you engage in, they're at specific places, man. They're at the games, they're at the showcases, they're at the camps. It's important that you know where those coaches are, because if they don't know about you, then they can't recruit you. So what I wanted to do is I want to kind of bring a little bit of a light into knowing that, you know, as a student athlete, you have to constantly be getting yourself in front of the types of schools that you want to be able to get recruited from. You have to do it often, and you have to make sure that the student athlete, which is you, are going up to these people, shaking their hands, and introducing yourself as a professional that you are, showing them that making an investment within you is a great idea. So college commitment is basically when the point in time when you say, this is the one I want to commit to, this is where I want to go. All the other offers are now not as important to me because this is where I'm going to go to school. It's very powerful to make a decision on where you want to go to school, because it actually clears your mind of all of that worry and all of that doubt and all those frustrations, because now you kind of made that commitment to that dating partner. Essentially, you've left the dating world and now you've gone into a commitment, and now it's important that you learn more about that school. You get the workout programs from that school. You start to find out what degree you want to go into. You get to talk to advisors. You talk to coaches on a regular basis. It actually relieves you of all that stress, but it can also lead to other schools now knowing that you're committed. They'll want to reach out to you and try to get you to flip that commitment to come to their school. So be leery of that, because a lot of schools like to come in late. And if you make a decision like that, make sure it's something that you truly, truly want to do. Faith says, no matter what happens, I'm going to stick this thing out. It's important to really analyze your faith base as a high school student athlete, because when you go, it will be tested. There is not going to be a time where you don't have two thoughts in your mind. One saying that I do want to make this happen, and one saying I don't really know. And just being honest, because it's a lot. It's a lot of time that goes into this, a lot of energy, a lot of effort, but it will be worth it. But you just got to make sure you come into the situation prepared. Leaving home is one of the most controversial topics I think that I addressed in this book, because a lot of people believe that staying at home will be the best route for themselves going into college, and I'm here to say that statistics do not back that up. Okay, so when you leave home, it tends to be something that will push you a little bit more than staying at home, but there's nothing wrong with staying at home as long as you understand that you are now a collegiate student athlete. So when you are looking for schools to go to, understand that the mindset will take you not wanting to go home every single weekend. You're going to go be a student athlete. That is what you're going to go do. So you really have to dive into that culture, dive into that lifestyle, find friends and new family on campus to be able to support you within your growth, because that's what it's going to become now. This will now become your new home. So leaving home is important. Alright, so competition is broken down into good and bad competition. So competition is something that's a very controversial topic as well. And the reason why is because people tend to think that just because you're competing, it doesn't mean that you are going out down your own path, right? It doesn't mean that you focus on your own stuff, but you can be. Competition is good in regards to us, it pushing us to become our better selves. When you go against the greats, you have a better chance of becoming one of the greats, right? So iron sharpens iron, as one man sharpens another. So I truly believe that competition is necessary, but it's very negative when it comes to competition that is fixated on another human. So you can't bring your competition into your focus at all times. You just have to know that you're running side by side with something, right? Because it helps you be able to navigate the space that you're in, and it helps push you along, especially as a youngster, because your development is basically predicated on how far you can go, how much you can believe in yourself, and that really grows within competition. So competition is definitely instrumental in your development as a student athlete.